Hi, it's James Harrison. It's time for Thursday Thoughts, and today we're going to talk about a drummer that has influenced me in lots of different ways, and that drummer is Carmine Appice. I say Appice. I know his brother goes by Appice. I think they just chose to do that. I know there's different pronunciations based, what part of the country you're in and also what country you're in. But to me, it's Carmine Appice. And my first real exposure to Carmine Appice, although he played with Vanilla Fudge and whatnot, I didn't see a lot of that when I was a kid. It was actually through his book, Realistic Rock, that I went through. My drum teacher at the time, Mike Ryan, took me through that book. I've used that book with lots of people. I think it's one of the top selling drum books of all time. And I still recommend the book. I think it's great. And of course, I, through that book, started tracing back and talking to drummers. They were like, oh yeah, you should check out Cactus and you should check out Vanilla Fudge and of course, then in the the 70s, Rod Stewart, and then in the 80s he had a group called King Cobra, I believe, and I have all the CDs he put out and whatnot. I've just always been a Carmine fan, and I've seen him in clinic several times, and there was a few things that he did early on that really got my attention, and one of them was a double bass shuffle where he was playing. I mean, there's so many double bass shuffles that sound very similar, but his had, instead of being a hard shuffle of like with his feet, it was more rounded. It wasn't straight, and it had a little bit of a lilt to it. I called it kind of halfway between, and then he was doing something with his hands, and I believe his right hand was just playing a jazz pattern, or even straight, but his left hand was playing the ghost. So it had that shuffle that I've heard, like Billy Cobham, Simon Phillips, lots of people do. I don't know who did it first, but Carmine did a pretty cool version of it that I really like. And there was another one that he did that, again, it was quasi-shuffle to me, but he played like a train beat over top of it. I think that was with the Cactus thing. And then, of course, eventually I got the BBA, or the Beck, Bogart, and Appice record, and followed Carmine again, especially back in the early days. He was one of the heavily promoted clinicians and stuff, and I've seen him at PAS things, and I got his autograph and stuff before, and I told him I was he was definitely an influence, and if he's watching for any reason, you still are. One of the things that really bothered me, a lot of people kind of knock him sometimes. Carmine was a trendsetter and an innovator in his time, and I had specifically, there's an issue of Modern Drummer, I don't know it off the top of my head, where they had interviewed John Bonham. And in that issue, John Bonham states from a question that Carmine Appice was an influence and he stole some ideas from him. And Carmine said that somewhere, and everybody started writing in and attacking him for it, but Bonham said it in an interview, so it kind of really bothered me that people kind of attack him sometimes. But it is what it is. Maybe I'll post my picture with Carmine. I had it taken one year at PASIC and whatnot, but I've always been a big fan, and I've like I said, got several of his books and videos, and even when they put it in a DVD form, I went ahead and grabbed it just to have it for myself. And anyway, so my Thursday thought is, if you don't know Carmine Appice, check him out. It's worth it. If you don't know the book and you're young, check it out. If you're old, you can still check it out. There's some valuable information and lots of things and great ideas. You're not stealing it because you're buying the book and learning it. So I highly recommend it, and listening to his drumming with so many people over the years. I think I have one that's called DNA, and I think it's Derringer and Appice. There's so many things I have that are Carmine related, and I like them all. So Carmine Appice is definitely an influence to me, not only for the book, but also for the records that I traced afterwards, and seen him in clinic. And Carmine, thanks for the influence. Thanks.